Hi guys, Jabran here with a brand new video, and today we're going to compare onboard pop-up flash with your bounce flash. Alright, what's an onboard pop-up flash? Well, that's basically pretty much all the cameras come with, which is this flash right here. In my opinion, this thing equals disaster for your pictures. Alright, now when you use this flash, if you're using, well, this is direct flash, okay? What happens is that it casts really harsh shadows in the background, okay? The face gets really bright, especially if you're doing it in a portrait position like this. You'll notice that sometimes your subject is going to be really, it's going to have a really bright light on one side, and here it's going to be underexposed. Now you can eliminate all that by using a bounce flash. Okay. Now you guys must be thinking, bounce flash costs a lot of money, it's expensive. It is if you're buying a branded name Nikon or Canon, but there are third-party flashes that you could also use, and they are pretty decent. Vivitar is one example. Okay. Again, I'm going to review the flash later. The Vivitar flash, because I'm going to order it soon. But right now what we're going to do is we'll take a look at some sample pictures and compare with pop-up flash and bounce flash and see what the difference is in result. Just want to tell you guys quick basic stuff about the bounce flash, why it's important. There are too many things you can do with this. There's no limit to your creativity using a bounce flash. Number one, you can take this flash off of your camera. Right? Normally it's on your camera, but you could, some of the newer cameras, let's say D90 or D7000 and up, they basically come with, it's called CLS, Creative Lighting System, where you could pretty much take this off the camera without using any wire or any flash triggers. You could use this. You could trigger your flash just remotely through your camera, and through the lens it will pretty much calculate all the lighting, like how much lighting you need, how far it needs to hit, everything. It's just incredible. All this happens in a fraction of a second that we can even see it through naked eye. Alright, so that's your CLS. Again, I'm going to do a separate video for this in details explaining how to use that CLS system. Another thing is, if you don't want to use CLS system, you could actually buy flash triggers. I have these. Flash triggers can run anywhere from $25 to $200 plus. Okay, I've used pocket wizards. They cost over $200, and I've used these made in China flash triggers, 25 bucks. I gotta tell you, no problem. I had no problem. Would I use this, let's say if I'm shooting, I don't know, a big shoot, extremely important? Probably not. I don't know, just mentally maybe. It's just using Pocket Wizard would probably give me more, I don't know, confidence, more calm, whatever. But if you're not doing a major professional work, these $25 triggers will do the job. I'll review the triggers separately in another video. The reason why I do this is because I like to explain things in details, and I cannot squeeze everything in one video. Okay? I like to take a lot of pictures and show you guys the real examples. So, that's another benefit of using a bounce flash. Too many things you could do with this. You could put this on your camera, let's say like this, bounce this off the ceiling, bounce this off the wall. Okay, now let's say if you are taking portrait style, okay, you could rotate this like this and still bounce this off the ceiling. There are too many options you could take using a bounce flash. The picture quality of bounce flash, it just cannot, it does not even come close to your pop-up flash. I cannot even compare it. It's like I'd rather not even use this at all if I don't have a bounce flash. Right. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything. Couple things I'll go over in details. TTL stuff that comes with good flashes. A huge benefit for someone who's just starting out. Um, Through the lens, TTL basically stands for through the lens metering, and the lens basically calculates all the lighting and everything and tells the flash um, what power to use. So you just get better exposure if you're not comfortable doing manual stuff. So let's take a look at a few pictures and then we'll take it from there.
Alright guys, let's take a look at this picture. This was taken with onboard pop-up flash. As you could see, the face is extremely bright. You have some shadow in the back. You can see the kitchen in the background because the light is going all the way in the kitchen because this was a direct flash. Just not pleasing at all. In fact, it's pretty bad. Alright, next picture was taken with a bounce flash. Again, these were quick samples, but you could see the difference. The shadows are gone, and you have a softer light. Okay. Next picture in portrait style. Now you could see really big shadows. Again, the face is very bright, and shadows are distracting. Similar picture with your bounce flash, and your shadows are gone, much softer light. Alright, now these were quick samples, so I wasn't really paying attention to the whole framework and what's in the background. Let's take a look at the next picture. Really love the lighting in this. This was obviously with a bounce flash and very soft lighting. And if you look at the glasses, there's no glare. Try doing this with a pop-up flash and you're going to have a big glare on your glasses like this. Alright, so with pop-up flash, if you're shooting in front of any glass, you're going to have this problem. You may run into this problem with bounce flash, but if you change your position, you may be able to get away with it. Look at the dark shadow in the back. It's as if there's some ghost in there. So clearly, bounce flash is much, much better. Let's take a look at the next picture. This is also taken with a bounce flash. I believe this was 1/4 power at 60-degree angle. Most photographers use 45 degrees. For some reason, I like the lighting better with 60-degree angle. I'll explain that later when I'm going to review the bounce flash in details. Beautiful lighting. Everything is just it's very soft. Next picture. Look at the background. Look how dark that is. There was very little light there, and look at the bounce flash. The light that it created, really soft. You don't see any shadows, and it's really popping because your background is dark. Okay. And this picture is actually making me hungry now. Next picture. Again, look at the background, not the pink tablecloth I'm talking about. I'm talking about the dark areas. This was taken at the same event, and there was very little light in this room. But look how evenly the bounce flash distributed the light. Okay, no shiny thing off of your wine bottle. It's just beautiful, beautiful lighting. Okay. Next picture. This is a combination of two lightings. The light that you see on the baby's forehead is actually coming through a window. Really soft light coming through a window. But the lighting you see on the baby's face is actually, it's like a fill light. Again, was done through bounce flash, and I used very little power because the room wasn't very dark, but I needed some light to lit the baby's face, and I believe I used 1/8 power. These pictures were all taken with Nikon SB700 flash. I have recently purchased SB700, and I absolutely love it. We'll post the pictures of SB700 later. Point is, the bounce flash is it's just a must-have if you're doing indoor photography. I'm not talking about, like sports where obviously you can't, the flash is not going to make it all the way to where the players are. But anywhere, indoor setting, taking pictures of your cousin's wedding or your cousin's birthday party, whatever, of your kids at home, you gotta have a bounce flash if you want to take decent pictures.
Alright guys, now that you've seen the pictures clearly, this is the better choice. Again, not very cheap if you're going for the branded name, Nikon or Canon, but third-party flashes are not that expensive. Problem is, you'll have to do a lot of homework. You have to make sure you're buying the right product, to make sure it swivels. If it doesn't, you can't do any portrait stuff. Make sure it has all the, like right now, I could do 90 degrees, 75, 60, 45. If your flash only does 90 and 45, I don't know, I'd probably stay away. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm working on my website, and it's not there yet, but pretty soon I'm going to finish it. I'm going to list all the products, all the photography on budget products that you guys can purchase who are just getting into photography, or young kids. A 17-year-old kid is not going to spend $300, $400, $500 on a flash. Maybe you want to try a third-party flash first and see how that works out for you. I'll list those products on my website. Flash triggers, a lot of different things that you could buy third-party or made in China stuff that is not expensive at all, and you could still get pretty decent results. Next video is going to be somewhat similar in a different way. Inside, when you're shooting, if you're doing onboard flash, you've seen the results. What if you're shooting outdoors? If you're doing outdoor portraits, the sun is going to pretty much do the same thing what your pop-up flash does. What do? You have to diffuse the sun. How do you do it? Got my less alike diffuser for outdoor portraits. It's my best friend. Amazing product. It's got a handle, pretty decent size, not cheap. It's about $100. If you don't want to spend $100, great alternative. I can't open it right now because it's just going to pop up. Pretty decent size, doesn't have the handle like Less Light has. 18 bucks. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, China. So there's always an alternative, and if you don't want to spend too much money in the beginning, take the alternative. Sometimes you lose the money, sometimes you don't. So you have to do your research. I'm the type of person, I read every single review, and you have to make sure that person who's leaving the review knows what he's talking about. A couple of reviews I read of Vivitar flash where the guy was like, it's terrible because it's too powerful. Okay, if it's too powerful, you dial it down so there's less light coming. So you have to really, don't just go by the stars and not read the rest of the reviews. You gotta do your homework. So as soon as I finish the website, I'm going to list a few products that I recommend, and that's pretty much it.